time is 11 o'clock. If I were white, I wouldn't give an inch or an ounce of respect to any black person at all. Not because they're black, but purely because of the content of their mind and in their hearts, and the fact that they don't love each other and work together.
She loved me 1,000 light years, and you still keep counting God.
Imagine if I told you, black people, that we can revolutionize anything. They won't believe me. But if I were white and I told white people that we can revolutionize everything, they also won't believe me. But you know what white people will say? Don't tell us, show us. Show us. So, let's design a supermarket, and let me tell you why it is beneficial to design a supermarket this way. It is very simple. The human, you are 20% earth, 80% water. Air is absolute, and the sun for your growth. You see, supermarkets, I've just shown you the scientific aspect of what life is the combination of these four elements coming together to a tip to create a four-sided pyramid, a pyramid of life. If one is missing, you're dead. So let's concentrate for now, on the 20% pyramid, on the 20% portion of your pyramid, the earth pyramid, which is mainly what supermarkets deal with, foods. If mathematics and science say you're 20% of something, it means you are 80% short of perfection, because the word percent denotes 100. You are not 100% earth, you are only 20% earth, meaning there are some things that are good for you and there are some things that are bad for you. So let's design a supermarket. You see, because of greed, they divided industries that should link each other, to make it more clearer for the consumer to save money and time. You see, dietitians or dietary, anything to do with your diet, should be connected to your farmer and thus connected to your supermarket. But the information should be built into the supermarket, so when you walk in, you know exactly not what you, let's say, supposedly want, but what you need on top of what you want. So let's design a supermarket. First, I'll take an aerial view and I'll put, get this, the anatomical science of the human. I will build it into the structure of the floor, so the human will be the floor space. And then I will put everything. So on one side will be the skeletal system of the human, divided. And within this will be all the food groups within your 20% that are good for your bones, for your skeleton. The next one will be a bit more added, so your fiber, your tissues, your this, your that. All the foods that are good for these things. Bam. Next one. Your liver, your kidney, your lungs, all the foods, all the fruits, all the foods, all the herbs, everything consistent of your earth parts that has been identified that this thing helps with this thing helps with that. will be available. We come to your guts. All the extra herbs that introduce healthy E. coli bacteria into your system to help with digestion in their part. We go to the next one. Your heart. Oh, the natural. If this supermarket I'm designing is natural, so everything is natural. But we're giving you all the natural things that specifically deal with specific elements to give you the understanding that if you feel weak, or if your bladder, if your piss stinks, it means your bladder is this, or it means your kidneys are failing, or this or that. So therefore, these are the foods. When you walk into the supermarkets, you don't even need to know any information. You just need to know that it's a liver problem you're dealing with. Therefore, straight to the liver section. All the foods are there. The information as to exactly their content and their goodness is there. There will be someone there who is an expert in kidney, who is an expert in heart. Different people. There will be information available by service girls and boys. These are not trained doctors or nurses. These are just ordinary students with part-time jobs, but trained to perfection. To understand that they are students and they are to read and understand and just speak about what they read and understand, because the research has already been done by science, right? And then we come to the teeth and gums and nails. All the foods are good for these. Your tongue, your mouth area. All the foods that are good for these. Your taste, sweet and sour, things that help with this, things that eliminate things in one place. For your senses, as in your smell, your nose senses, all the foods and all the herbs and all the products, natural, that are good. Now we come to your eyes. All the foods that are specifically good for eyes are there. Natural. And then we go to the brain and the brain function, the CPU, the central processing unit of everything we have just spoken about, from toe to head. We end up at the central processing unit, the brain. All the herbs, all the foods will be available. It won't just be you going to a section and saying, oh, I need something for my knees. Okay, these are good for knees and joints, so I'll buy them. No. There will be information as to how best to use it. How best to use even an apple. Because when you come, you will find apple maybe in the brain section. Yeah, you think, oh, I just eat apple and I get brains. No. You eat the apple and then you have to allow the apple to react on you. And then its enzymes has to be released into you. And then your body has to work with it, has to add the water, the air and the heat to create chemistry. And it is the chemistry that will drag what the brain needs out of the apple to give to the apple. Sorry, to give to the brain. So, since it's natural, we know that natural food, reacts to conditions, the weather, the sun, the moon. So every food we can identify when that food is at its strongest. Some foods you're meant to eat under light, because the light shining on it, when I say light, I mean the sun, shining on it activates the food's enzyme. Some food, it doesn't matter when you eat it. We're not talking about food, we're talking about medication that becomes your food. Because if you just eat for the sake of eating, then you're eating for the sake of eating. But if you are eating for the sake of health, then you will be specific in how you eat. And if food is placed in such a manner, a family could say, okay, on Mondays, is skin. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish. The last one is hair and skin. So all the food is good for hair and skin. Here we go. Now, a family can say there are 7 days in a week. The week begins on Sunday, Hebrew calendar. Okay, so let's start on Sunday. What are we going to take care of Sunday? Well, every day we need our eyes. It's very important. Every day we need our brains. So to start off the week, we're going to start off, mainly with the brain and the eyes and the taste buds, because we're going to need these things constantly, and the senses. So let's start off with that. Tomorrow we're going to carry on with that because our brain always needs it, but we're going to add now this. By the time we get to Saturday, we have started from the brain, carried on 7 days round the clock, the brain, all the way to the toenail. But it was easy, do you know why? We have a timetable of what parts of the body we're working. So when we go to the supermarket also directs us directly to what we need. And then we can chase what we want after we have taken care of what we need. Let me tell you something about farmers. You see, back in the day, you see doctors, they weren't called doctors, because the word doctor is really about doctoring, being taught something. But your impression of a doctor is a healer. Listen carefully. When you see a doctor, you see a healer and you think of a healer. But the name, the word doctor doesn't mean healing. It actually refers to teacher, doctorate. In ancient times, we were aware that the knowledge of medicine, the knowledge of chemistry, came from vegetation, came from plantation, that the medicine that we needed to grow, to heal, to build was in vegetation, in plantation. So we were specifically geared and listening to farmers who were the masters of understanding each plant they dealt with. So when I talk about plants having energies, that although you are aware that this plant is good for your brain, if you want to capitalize, then you have to find this energy time and consume it at that time to enhance what you're looking for. Do you see what I mean? Now, the only people who can tell you these are the people who play around with the tree, with the mother. With the tree, the mother. Because it is through the way her leaves act when the sun is up, when the sun is down, that you know when this is really powerful. It is through the way the tree itself acts. So farmers understood that this will cure that, that this will cure that, that this will cure that, that this will cure that. But get this, it was a problem because the healer had to be on the farm, had to be. So what time did they have to heal? So they developed a system, where specifically some people will specifically go to the farm to seek this knowledge of the farmers, bring it, test it in a place called Kemet. And when they tested it, and they realized that it is true, they put it into chemistry. The word chemistry is called after a place in Egypt that black people made. Do you see what I mean? If I were white, I'm telling you, I wouldn't respect black people. Because they not only do they not have the capacity and the capability to set themselves free, they actually have the ability to imprison themselves by refusing to accept that he who brought you slavery, he who brought you death, cannot be the same person who brings you deliverance, who brings you life. If that's the case, then that person is acting as God. Why? Because only God has the right to deliver life and death situations. So, this person came and said, "You have sinned. Here's your punishment." And then one day we expect this person to turn around and say, "You are forgiven. Now you can keep the gold on your land." Listen. You are forgiven. Now you can have the knowledge to know how to deal with the gold on your land, how to deal with the diamonds on your land, how to deal with the oils on your land, how to deal with the fisheries on your land, how to deal with the timbers on your land, how to deal with the this. Black people are waiting for the Savior to come and tell them this, but the Savior is the same person that takes it for free. The Savior is the same person that robs them. Black people are waiting for a Messiah. That the thief brought. So the thief came and said, "I'm going to steal from you. But at some point, another one of me will come. And he will deliver you from me." If I were white, fucking almost, I just walk around kicking black people's heads in. Even babies, even black babies, I just kick their heads in. Back. Why? You're only going to suffer. You might as well start suffering now. Fucking almost. If I were white.
Hey,